Now funding on Kickstarter a brand new set of Halloween mask pins, vintage style pins designed by me, Kneon. Check it out at halloween.ninja. That's halloween.ninja. And now the other shoe has dropped. We're going to talk about Marvel and WEBTOON unveiling their first wave of Marvel originals at San Diego Comic-Con, and this comes after the rumor came out, and I think it was Fandom Pulse that actually broke that. They said they had an insider come to them and say that Disney was going to make some major changes to Marvel Comics, and they were going to effectively outsource everything, and a big part of that was going to be WEBTOON. Well, a week after that was leaked, they made the announcement that they were moving Marvel Comics to the West Coast.
Yep.
And a lot of people are like, nothing to see here, guys. This is totally fine. This is totally fine. I'm like, Marvel Comics has been a New York institution for decades, and a lot of those people are going to lose their jobs. They're not going to make the move, and that's by design. Sometimes you get rid of people by just making it as uncomfortable for them as possible to stay. And the person they hired, Steve Wacker, I guess he's okay, but it feels more like there's going to be some brand management going on. Now, so the other shoe was now Marvel's going to make exclusive WEBTOON comics. Now, I don't believe that they're going to stop making print comics ever completely. I think what could potentially happen is the print comics for the specialty market or for graphic novels may be outsourced at some point. And also, print is not going to be their major focus to build their audience. It's going to be WEBTOON. Now, that being said, we're going to take a look at what they're announcing, and it's the most WEBTOOniest WEBTOON shit you've ever heard of.
We told you guys, like we said, WEBTOONs has a different audience. We're familiar with WEBTOON. We come from webcomics, and their audience tends to skew more female on WEBTOONs. So they're going to change Marvel to accommodate WEBTOONs because they're trying to get a new audience. They want to hit the Asian market audience, and more women, I guess, read the comics and stuff over there than men. Everybody reads them, though. WEBTOONs are like huge, incredibly popular overseas. Yeah. And they're like going to go after that demographic. So they're making changes to appeal to that demographic, to find a new audience. This is what we said they were going to do, and here we go.
Then they're gonna have like an X-Men Korea. So I mean, all of this.
That makes sense. X-Men Korea makes complete sense because WEBTOONs is based in South Korea.
Right.
And that's where they get a lot of these shows and things picked up from WEBTOON. That makes complete sense to somebody who's, understands how this works.
Yeah. So they're gonna make comics for that market, and that's probably what CB Cebulski is gonna be in charge of. We'll talk about all of this. Again, I think the transition is going to happen. Personally, I think the transition is going to happen over the course of the next few years. And what'll happen is people look back and be like, oh yeah, they moved to California, they started doing more WEBTOONs, and they make comic books, but they're coming from like Skybound. That's gonna be the new normal going forward. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and brands. Guys, you get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
If you'd like more Clownfish TV, go out to more.clownfishtv.com for more Clownfish TV podcasts and episodes you will not find anywhere else. And also, if you'd like to listen to us, go out to iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. We are there. And I think Fandom Pulse should take another victory lap. I know they've been taking a victory lap because this got announced over the weekend. Marvel and WEBTOON unveil first wave of a Marvel original. So these are original comics. They've been publishing Marvel like their standard print comics, reformatting them, and it hasn't really been going that well with the exception of a few comics. But these are designed specifically for WEBTOON, and they sound very, very WEBTOOny.
Yes, they do.
So they said, announced during Marvel's Next Big Thing panel at San Diego Comic-Con, the slate introduces 3 originals from an exciting lineup of comics and WEBTOON creators, bringing fans new stories and characters from across Marvel that can only be found on WEBTOON, and they will bundle those up into print books just like they do at DC with the Batman stuff, the Wayne family stuff, and they will sell them. And I'm telling you, if they're any good, even if they're okay, it'll probably outsell most of the monthly comics.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the Wayne family stuff does incredibly well, but then if you have
always
other,
sold out. Yeah.
You know, if you have other mainstream like superheroes over here, they don't do well over there because the audience for this stuff is a much larger audience than superhero comics. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. I mean, people get pissed when I say that, but the reality is the reality. And they're going to take the Marvel characters and the names, and they're just going to find a way to repackage it to a bigger audience.
All right. So again, this is some teenage drama stuff going on here.
Which is popular on Webtoon.
Tony's Girl for 17-year-old. Sorry, it's very Webtoony.
I wish that I was Tony's girl.
I wish I was Tony's girl. For 17-year-old Tony Stark, life is effortless. It's the kind of thing that tends to happen when you're wealthy, popular, and a mile smarter than everybody else in the room. After graduating from MIT, Tony expects to spend the summer pushing the envelope of innovation at his Stark Industry internship. Howard Stark has other ideas. Frustrated by the bad press from Tony's underage partying.
Well, that tracks so far.
Yep. Howard intends to show the world that the de facto heir to the Stark Empire is worthy of the mantle, especially as Howard works on a deal to push rival Crichton McCall out of the electronics industry for good. That's how Tony finds himself in a stuffy etiquette class with Meredith McCall. Thrown together, Tony and Meredith are a recipe for disaster. To Meredith, Tony is smug, spoiled, and represents everything she hates about her father's world. But the line between hate and love is a thin one, and neither Tony nor Meredith can deny the spark between them. As understanding and friendship blossom, so too do deeper feelings, leading to a first love neither one of them saw coming. Too bad their fathers will kill them for dating the enemy.
This is very Webtoon. That audience is definitely the rom-com slice of life stuff that does incredibly well over there. The female demographic is very, very big on Webtoon, much more than the male, but there's a lot of guys who read Webtoons too, just not here. It's going to do probably really great if they do it right, but this I have zero. So they're counting on women having the hots for Tony Stark to read this.
Yeah, exactly.
Comic dudes are going to read this.
I'm just waiting for a new Webtoon called America's Ass.
That'd be funny. I don't think
just call it America's Ass.
I don't think it'd be Webtoon, but but then have you about a donkey or something like that, or it wouldn't go.
No, donkeys aren't hot. Donkey. Donkey. That's a new Webtoon.
Yeah. Okay.
Hot donkey. Yeehaw. That ass has abs. My ass has abs. Now, okay, this is freaking hilarious. This is Deadpool. That time, Deadpool fell into Webtoon and found the longest title of all time.
Okay, that could go really well, though. Because Deadpool, like, being quirky like he is, it could easily fit Webtoon, and it could do well. Actually, that one I have more hope for than the Tony's Girl.
It sounds like they're actually going to make fun of Webtoon in the format. Then, for those of you who don't read Webtoon or light novels, but the titles are ridiculous. But I will tell you, at least they do what they say on the tin. Like, it's always like some ridiculous, like that time I dated a demon who was also my father, and now I've got some really weird issues I have to go to the psychiatrist for, and also I'm in another world now where I fight monsters and shit. And I'm slime.
Yeah, but this one I actually have hope for. Deadpool becomes the target of a trap that sucks him into the chaotic Webtoon verse, where Regency drama, superhuman cage matches, post-apocalyptic wastelands, and terrifying well-dressed Koreans. I can't read that.
Korean teens stand between him and a way back home.
It's very small on my screen.
K-pop, a boy band. Basically, a boy band is going to keep him.
Of all of these, that one I have the most hope for, because that one could work. That one could work very well. So that one, I think that one's one I'm going to keep my eye on, because that one sounds like fun, and I think that one could have mass appeal.
Yeah, that could. Well, this explains it too, because they just canceled the deal. They had a deal with Shueisha to do the Deadpool manga, which actually sold really, really well. I mean, again, people are like, I don't get the deal. I hate the manga and the big eyes and the romance and shit. Because you're used to just the reading comics at the comic book shop in the Western market, which is minuscule. And I'm not going to talk.
Yeah, it's very small compared to the Asian market.
Compared to the Asian market, compared to the European market. Now, I knew this from working on Disney Comics for years. But overseas, like Disney comics are huge, but the readership over there, like Don Rosa was treated like a god. Now he's a guy who does the Scrooge McDuck comics. He was treated like a god when he went overseas. Like he was on morning TV. And nobody over here cares about comic book creators. Last time we had comic book creators outside of like, Robert Kirkman or whatever on AMC, last time we had them on television would probably be the 90s when they had like, Todd McFarlane and Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee and those guys on. They don't treat them like superheroes over there in Japan like and in Europe. You're superstars. Oh, yeah, sorry. They draw superheroes.
Same thing. No.
Same thing. But I mean, literally, people like average people know these creators' names. And even in Japan, they know a famous mangaka. They know their names. They're treated like celebrities. And over here, it's just like, who does what? Who cares?
Yeah, but this Deadpool one, reading that, I think that one could do really well. I think that one, I have a hope for that one. X-Men Korea.
Yeah, so this is an ordinary Korean high school student awakens as a mutant after becoming a member of the Hoseo Academy.
I can't read it. It's too small on my screen.
You watch all the K-drama. I can't.
I love K-drama. It's a problem.
There we go.
Yeah. Yong So-go is a Korean high school student, awakens as a mutant after becoming a member of the Hoseo Academy of the Gifted. He must fight against the conspiracy of a mega corporation championing human evolution, confronting the secret of his hidden power and a plot that could shake the future of humanity.
So this sounds so. I mean, a lot of people said that, hey, the webtoon stuff is all romance or that is a good majority of it. But they also have stuff like Tower of God.
Yeah, they do.
And so they do, and those have been successfully transferred to anime, and the books do sell. So, I mean, look, if this rumor is true, it might even be that the rumor is partially true. It might be that, yeah, they're definitely going to go more into webtoon because that is their best chance of making these characters internationally famous, just like the Spider-Man Sentai series back in the 70s, made Spider-Man huge overseas.
Right, but doing it the way we have it here and just posting them, in an infinite scroll format over there is not going to work.
No.
Like it needs to be designed and created with that market in mind, and that's what it looks like they're doing here. And I think, these things could go much bigger because the market's a lot bigger.
Yeah, and that's, I get that. 100%. And that's what they're looking at. I think they're looking at the international audience. They're looking at the long-term survival of Marvel as a brand.
Everything's ass.
Yes. And they're paying attention.
Print. Yeah.
They're paying attention to that.
You can't beat them, join them. I mean, that's basically the thought process, I think.
Like I'm looking at the Marvel webtoons that are currently up, and I think this was just kind of a short-term fix until they got their originals ready. Like, just take what we have, just reformat, throw it on the app, and then we'll work on some stuff. But like their Disney romance Beauty and the Beast thing has like 1 million views. So that's one of their more successful ones.
Yeah, it's like a version of a twisted tale. So yeah, they do it. But they're going to hire artists and writers that appeal to that market, that are from that market, probably South Korean, I'm guessing, to do it.
Yeah. And they're going to make it for the market. And now, does that mean that we're going to, and I want to be clear on this too, does that mean that we're going to stop getting traditional old man comics? I don't think so. I just don't think they'll come from Marvel Comics. I think they'll eventually come from like a Skybound or whoever the hell is left, and they'll make those comics for that market. But I think their top priority at this point with Disney is make this brand as big as possible all over the place. And old men buying 20,000 issues of a comic book in a dwindling direct market and comic shops just ain't working. Okay,
like X-Men Korea, for example. Okay, what they'll do is, and this is what happens with webtoons. They'll go on webtoons if it gets a huge market. I mean, Deadpool too. If any of this stuff gets a huge response, they're just going to take that and they'll make a movie out of it or something else. But they'll make it for the Asian market. We might get it on Disney Plus or whatever, but it'll be out for the Asian market, and it could do gangbusters over there. And like they're constantly greenlighting Disney Plus exclusive K-dramas and like Netflix exclusive K-dramas and things like that. So that I can see them spinning it off even further into more things for that market.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, the High Republic, you can read it for free. 48,000 people have read it for free, and you can read it legally too, which is also good because pirate sites are doing some damage, I think. But who the hell do even want to steal the High Republic? I don't give a shit. Look, I think it's changing, and I think especially since we're dealing with comics as we've known them. The last generation that read them with any regularity, I think, was probably older millennials and Gen X. And there are, bursts of younger people that read them, but I don't think it's in the numbers that social media would have you believe, or the comic shops would be doing better. These publishers would not be going out of business. They'd be thriving. There's a massive appetite for comics. It's just the format is different. It's changing.
It is. It's going to be. They are going to be a different type of story too, because it's going to fit that market. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this picture, and it's like Mohawk, Shima, and Scareho.
That's their names. Yeah, they're all. Yeah, so they're bringing She-Ra, Princess of Power, back, and those are the new characters.
No, I'm just making.
What'd you call her, Mima?
Am I wrong? She looks like a She-Ra knockoff.
Yeah.
I said Shima.
Shima, not
she
Mima.
Looks like
Shima.
No, she's not Mima. She's like about 90. Anyway, sorry. I'm in a mood today. We need to wrap this up?
Yeah.
I will stop talking. I promise.
There. So go out to Webtoon. You can read your High Republic comics.
Wait, that looks like tentacle porn.
This is tentacle porn.
Wait,
look at
no,
this. This is perfect for Webtoon.
Look, it's in her mouth.
Keith.
Oh no.
Should we call the others? No, we're enough. We've always
enough.
been enough.
But that's with tentacles combined.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I've seen enough. Let's go.
There we go, guys. Get your Jedi tentacle porn on Webtoon. All right, gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Now funding on Kickstarter, a brand new set of Halloween mask pins, vintage style pins designed by me, Kneon. Check it out at halloween.ninja. That's halloween.ninja.